So this is Shawn Porter. Thank you so much for being on the True Hot Seat. You're online now with us, with me and Jaime.
It's running.
And I want you to just go ahead and let me know, how did we meet? The first.
We were at the first time we met, we was at a Mike Ferry 4-day convention. And this was probably 05, maybe 4 or 5. The boom was on. Everybody was rolling in the dough. Party time plus the knowledge. And not to go into a long story, but it blew me and Jesse's mind. We both experienced the same thing. We met a guy named Eric. I'm not sure of his last name, but he had a vicious stuttering problem. Bought us Cristal, talked about turning. I believe at that time he was at 6.5 million net income for the year, moving real estate. And me and Jesse were shoulder to shoulder in the same conversation, meeting the same guy, but we did not know that until 2017. And we met in the lobby in front of the Starbucks at the Marriott.
That's super crazy, right? So Eric, Eric was there at the bar. He was flossing his, $450,000 watch.
Yeah.
And, he did have a lot of people around him, wanted to know how he did what he did, what did he do, which he was an open book, which most of us, are. And, he said, you know what, I'm going to buy everyone that's around me a shot. And I was like, okay, that's super cool. And how much was that tab, Shawn?
I know it was, when he bought the Cristal, it was $400 a bottle, and it was 3 bottles and get glasses for my friends here. It was a hefty tab, brother. I know it was $1,200 minimum. And this is like a 45-minute setting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
With strangers.
Yeah, strangers. We just walking through and started chopping it
with strangers. So Shawn, it sounds like a lot has gone on since then. And I know that we reconnected by a mutual friend that we knew, that we had no idea.
It was mutual, right?
Mutual, right?
Right.
So Destiny is really funny, right?
Absolutely.
What has happened to you? And this is straight hot seat. Like, what have you been through? Early on.
Early on, well, when I first got into real estate, no one told me that alcohol was involved.
Oh.
And at that time, I didn't know that I had the disease of alcoholism. Because I started out drinking, having a good time. But 04, 03, I got an opportunity to join a mortgage company, and I started rolling a little bit. Let me stop lying. I wasn't rolling. I was learning. And then I met a gentleman that asked me if I was making $7,500 a month. And I told him I wasn't close. And at that time, I was getting 30% commission split with charging 0.5%, right? Because they came in the office one day, if you can't sell 0.5%, you don't need to be here. Oh, we can sell 0.5%. And so what happened was, the gentleman that asked me if I was making $7,500 said, if I'm not making it, come with him. And if I don't make it in 30 days, he'll give it to me. So I left that company that Monday, went over to the new one. In 2 weeks, I had made $6,800 in one transaction. And again, I knew nothing about alcoholism, but I went from hell to heaven in 72 hours. Well, I locked up in 3 days later, and then I'm off and running, right? Making money. First time I made $10,000 in one transaction was at the same company. And I didn't know what to do. So I was drinking, became alcoholic, and that did not stop. That was 2003. I got sober December 1st, 2008. And I've been sober ever since. And it was a lot of hell. Lost a home, family tore up, all that stuff, man.
Okay. And you just hit another year, right? You just hit another milestone.
Yeah, December 1st was 10 years. I put a decade together. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome, Shawn. What industry were you in prior to real estate? What's a little background on that?
Um, Cars was my first sales. Well, actually, my very first job was telemarketing. I was 17. So I kind of had an idea about the mortgage, but my dad is a master salesman. And I started selling cars at Cerritos Ford back when the Firestone tires were blowing up on the Explorers on a regular. And then I went to Honda, and I was able to work with my dad, learn the possibilities of sales, realized that he had bankrolled the entire family selling cars. And I knew that sales and his philosophy, or what he lives by, is if you want to be rich, you better sell something. I don't care what it is, you know. And that's when I learned sales. And then from there, the car business wasn't for me because it involved the weekends, and I was drinking on the weekends. Right. So I said, I'm gonna go into real estate, and then I started in mortgage in 2000.
Let's go back really quick
Okay.
to Dad. Who did Dad train? I'm sure.
Uh,
I think he trained a pretty.
Grant Cardone, yeah, him and
What?
Grant Cardone are super tight. Yeah,
Who?
Wait,
Grant Cardone.
your dad trained Grant Cardone.
Absolutely. I have a signed, all of his work here in the library is signed, but I have a set of his original cassettes from 2000 where he signed it and said, your dad has had more influence on my career than any other human being in the world. 100% Grant Cardone.
Wow. And what's your dad's name?
Mike Porter.
Mike Ford.
Mike Porter.
Mike Porter.
Yeah. And they started out together in Louisiana. And they were like the only guys in Louisiana selling cars in 84, 85, 86, making 100 grand in Louisiana selling Pontiacs.
Didn't Mr. Cardone go into like training other
Absolutely.
salespeople and that's that's how he got his start.
Absolutely, because him and my dad, Grant was like, I'm going this way, and of course my dad encouraged him. And my dad is not a stage, he's not a teaching dude. He's a master, but he don't have time to teach. Another one of his philosophies is you work with adults. If they don't know, it's not your job to tell them. So he wasn't the stage guy. So when Grant started doing that, my dad encouraged him. My dad still goes to his seminars and all of that. And then Grant said, that's what I'm gonna do. So he joined the Nightingale group, and then he just kept pounding, man. And here it is. What is it? 36 years later, he's a nice piece of the market.
So it took Grant Cardone 36 some odd years to get him where he's at. So it wasn't just like overnight.
No, oh no, that dude, shit, he has a story yeah, that's a lot of work you see there, and I'd give it 98 to 99.5% authentic. He's not BSing, but he works, grinds like sickening. Him and my dad, it's sickening, man.
Let me ask you, Shawn. So when it comes down to grinding like that, any of that was any of that instilled in you, or was that just like over the top, grind where you're like, nah, you know what? Let me take it a step back.
Right, yeah, definitely. And right now I'm working that, because watching my dad and all the other men that I know that work hard, right? It's not the best right now, in my opinion, right? Father-in-law, first African-American motorcycle sergeant in the state of California, works hard, 75 years old, he on the downside right now. So in my subconscious, working hard equals pain. You with me?
Right.
My dad had a stroke in 2008, right? Working hard and controlling, his mind, but wouldn't take the blood pressure medicine. So hard work equals pain. So I'm working through that in a visualization meditation type mode to get that out of my subconscious, because my story doesn't have to be their story. You with me? And And my dad was so busy providing and mastering it was a gap between being told about hard work versus the example. You understand?
Right.
So like his dad, when he came out of Louisiana, they were right there. He would have to go to work with his dad, go to work with his older brothers, and he learned how to work hard. Me, he's telling me you got to work hard, but I didn't see that until I started selling cars.
Yeah, I
And
think it's always
like,
with the older generation. Yeah, they're always trying to tell us, hey, you got to work hard, work hard. But now, like you said, you know, we're coming to an age where it's like, all right, well, your doctors are looking at our blood pressure, and they're
right,
like, you guys are stressing out,
right.
freaking out. We're gonna have to put you on blood pressure medicine or whatever.
Yeah,
But now we're trying to figure out other alternative ways of not to work hard, but work smarter.
right.
I think that's where me and Jesse are at. It's just like, how do we convert some of these things and change it around and not work that hard so that we're not grinding and we don't find ourselves having these medical issues?
Absolutely, man. And one thing that I've discovered so far, and it may not necessarily be working hard, but it's consistency. As Jesse philosophy says, 1 hour a day keeps the bill collector away. And that man, when I saw Jesse, when I worked with him in that window that we worked together, it was 1 hour, no matter what was happening.
Wow.
So consistency to me is that could substitute the hard work. I don't have to, do 16 hours every day consistent. But if I could do 4 hours, 8 hour, right? 8 hour consistent in the most thing that will move my needle, then that's what I need to do,
I would agree. It's like, a lot of people always wonder, why do you wake up at 5 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, you know what? I like waking up at 5 in the morning because, I go to the gym, I get it done, I come back, I make myself a shake for breakfast,
okay,
and then I do like a little I would say meditation, but I start listening to like positive things like on YouTube and stuff like that. And I don't get on. I try not to get on work until about 7.
Word. Okay.
And then by 7 a.m., I'm already starting to chop it up and grind. By 9 o'clock, I love the fact that I can sit there and say, I've got like pretty much my whole day done or almost done. And people are barely starting to walk into their office.
Word. I'm with that.
And I just feel so much more productive doing it that way.
Right.
And then the rest of the day, I feel a little bit more relaxed. I don't feel like I'm rushing or I'm grinding.
Right.
If I got to do an errand or whatever, it's not, stressing me out.
Right. Yes, sir.
To me, that's the only way that I know how to do it is I try to get it done before the world wakes up.
That's right.
So, Shawn, I see what you got behind you there. It seems like
real quick.
You got a couple of books.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. It was getting darker in here, man. My bad.
How many books you read a month?
Right now, I'm at 2. I'm at 2 books a month, and I'm trying to get it to a minimum of 3.
3. How many books does your son read?
Man, he just walked in. How many books you knocking? Right now, he's on some junior and essays right now. So his reading is down these last couple of months because he's doing these essays and all this college prep and touring colleges and all that type of stuff. Yeah, he's a trip.
So crazy thing I want to bring up, Shawn. Right now, what do you do to help other people not experience the length of time it took you to realize what you were doing? What are you doing for other people? How are you contributing back?
Well, if someone is new coming into the business, of course, I let them know what I learned. And I advise them to find someone that is living the way that they want to live and blindly follow it. Don't do a whole lot of questions, trying to rearrange it and all of that. Because if you could find a Jesse in your life, they could help you collapse the time frame, and you don't have to go through all of this pain and figuring it out and, you know, up and down, up and down. This is what I did. Now do this and it'll work. So that's the most part. I try to encourage them to find someone that is doing what they want to do.
Awesome. And what are you doing in your personal life, Shawn, to contribute back on you know, the great mentors that I've met at your home, you know, that you know, drop knowledge on me, on me too.
Yeah.
So what do you do? How many times do you speak? Where do you speak?
I average about one a month during the winter, 1 or 2 a month. But in the spring and the summer, it really gets hot, and I could be rolling 2 to 3 times. Most of my speaking at this point consists of like 12-step community, and different groups, different areas invite me out to speak. And when I'm on, I'm burning it down. Somebody's life is going to change that day. And I work with people that want to do the work. And when I say want to do the work, that means they want to go through the 12-step process, you know, and it has a lot of the same principles that we must use in business. Like, you have to be willing, you have to learn how to take direction, you know, and so right now I got 2 sponsees, one in the 4th step, one just starting, claiming that he wants to do it, but I no longer chase people, Jesse.
Wait. So you're telling me you're a master salesman now?
Okay.
And you're listening to what Mr. Porter said about everyone being an adult?
Right. Now, you see, that comes from self-analyzation, because my pops is my hero. It's God. You know what I'm saying? But in that particular instance, when he told me that, I said, man, you working with adults, and if they don't know, it's not your job to teach. Then I get sober, and they telling me that I got to give the information away in order to keep my sobriety. So now it's a conflict. God told me, don't share, but you telling me if I don't share, I die.
Okay.
So I had to evaluate it, and yes, I definitely share it, because I learned from people like you, people like EV, right? That is so much to go around. I'm gonna tell you. And even when I tell you, the percentage of people that are going to follow it is so minimal that I have no fear of sharing what I do with you.
No fear of sharing.
Right. None.
Wow. You know, it's crazy you say that, because that is something that I personally have struggled with for 5 years. And that's, you know, one of the reasons why I'm doing what I do now, because I am completely opening the vault.
Okay.
So everything is literally included from A through Z on everything that I do.
Right.
You know, I read it was a Facebook and Instagram post, but it was from The Rock, and it basically said something about that the worst thing that happened to me was actually the best thing that could have happened to me.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
What's your take on that?
Well, relating it to me,
yes,
the having alcoholism and hitting the bottom was the best thing that happened to me. For the first time in my life, I knew something about myself that was true, right? I'm a master salesman's son. I have the last name. I should make the same money he's making. Da 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 da. I'm over here with this crew. I'm over here, and all of this stuff is just like an illusion and noise. So when that alcohol broke me down, I knew that I was alcoholic. December 4th, 2008, in the 2 o'clock session. And for the first time in my life, I am this. It's no denying. And then from that little, whatever you want to call it, seed, thread, flicker, I was able to build from that. And from that, it allowed me to look at myself and begin to take responsibility, look at the life philosophies that I follow, and what did not apply, it's no longer. Because you have to understand, from 1975 to December 1st, 2008, I'm listening to everybody else. You see? I was 33 years old. And then what I believe damn near killed me. From goal setting to the amount of money, who you need to be, what you should have done, what you should be doing, all of this, boom. And then now I'm looking at the ground. Okay, this brick in my foundation no longer applies. I no longer keep it to myself. I must share it, right? It's not a conspiracy orchestrated by the man to keep the black man down. The cops are not after me, man. It's not the U.S. government. It's not all of this. Abraham Lincoln looks the other way than all the rest of the presidents on the coin and all that type of stuff.
Bust out the truth, man.
So I was able to, to get some truth about myself, man, and begin to get some inner peace about myself and reprogram, basically. Right. I had a negative program up to that point, even though I could turn on the positive attitude, thanks to my dad teaching me, about the Dale Carnegies and the Brian Tracy's, the Grant Cardones and all of that, But now I'm able to put it into practical application. So that devastating blow that you are an alcoholic, you can no longer drink mouthwash and NyQuil, was like, all right, word. Now what I do, because I didn't want to die. And I was clear that that's what was going to happen. And from that, man, now I'm, I have a marriage that you have to witness because you think I'm lying to you. I have 3 beautiful children. I got a daughter that has never saw me drunk, and my people know where I'm at.
So it took you from 2008 to go ahead and now get into that knowledge portion, right? Mm-hmm. To know exactly. I mean, let's say the information was always around you, but maybe it was just you were bombarded by it.
Right.
That it literally blinded you, and you didn't know, what step to take.
Right.
So my question to you is, how long did you say that you had spent on knowledge before you've taken action?
3 years. I'd say it was 3 years, and the reason I say that because I went to see Grant Cardone about a job, and my dad said, "Man, just go up there; he'll give it to you." And I went up there, and we was talking, and he found out I was in the 12 steps, and he broke down the amount of time that I had and where I should be in the steps. Jack me up, Jesse. I rode down La Cienega from Sunset and didn't even hear the music or see the traffic all the way back home. I'm like, how the hell I go from a $75,000 plus commission opportunity to getting his foot broke off in my ass about the 12 steps?
Because numbers don't lie.
Right. And he was just like, because at that particular time I was on the 4th step. He said, "Is the 4th step important?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, it's not done. So what happens to the unimportant things?" And he looked right at me. He said, "Man, you ain't doing a damn thing. You can't have a job. Go home, finish the 4th step." Boom. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And that's when I began to put stuff into practical application. And it's still, still learning.
A lot of people don't realize that Grant Cardone was a user.
Absolutely.
He admits it, that he's actually been, a drug addict. He knows that he's an addict.
Yes.
And one thing that I like that he said is that even if you're an alcoholic or if you're a drug user, he's like, you do have some type of determination.
Absolutely.
You have a motivation. It's just directed in that area.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that was so surreal that he used that part of his life.
Absolutely.
And he just said, I needed to switch that off.
Yeah.
I needed to switch where I was focusing on so much to something that's a little bit more positive.
Absolutely.
Now, I got to get a little personal here because
Okay.
I have family members, that are an alcoholic, or I have a couple of them that are alcoholics. But one is really closer to me than most.
Okay.
And I had to deal with the struggle of, sometimes I feel like I'm being a complete asshole because I distance myself from them because I can't deal with that negativity anymore. And then I feel like because what's happening is I'm getting blamed. They're bringing up the past, and telling me and everything. It's my fault.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you better than me.
at what point, like you said, at what point are you the adult and taking the responsibility? Because I mean, by what you're saying to me, and you're not understanding how that affects me as your family member, because now I'm feeling like shit. I'm like, yeah, man. It's like, did I really do these things? But then at a certain point, I'm going, you're an adult,
right?
And no matter what I do, no matter what I say, if you're not willing to change, there's nothing I can do about that.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that's what you said is like, how do you, or what could you say or tell other family members out there that deal with somebody that's, an alcoholic in the family?
Number one, your prayer game has to be tight. And then you do all you could do, because we are the only ones. I'm not the only ones. We are the last ones to find out that we have a problem. Everybody knows, especially around the Super Bowl, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Everybody knows the drunk cousin, drunk uncle that's going to come and tear this joint up, right? But we are so engulfed in the insanity that the insanity does not let us see that we are insane. So the family members must protect themselves, because a family member cannot get anyone sober and they cannot make anyone drink. So it's on you and all other family members to protect their circle, their well-being, their peace of mind. Now, if you want to get sober, or if you want to do something about your issue, I'm ready to go to the end of the world with you.
Right.
But if you want to flip flop, I cannot afford to flip flop.
That's what I hate.
Yeah.
All right, Shawn, how much time do you give a person on flip flop? I mean, because I'm sure everyone deserves a chance, and maybe this is my chance.
Right.
But you as a family member, like, how much can I take before before it causes me pain?
Right. When it starts causing you pain, that's when it's over. I could go 2-3 times. Some people can endure, like mothers. Mothers keep going. But it's a difference between a person that's with it, or someone having false hope. A lot of family members hope that they gonna change, but when it's time to go to the meeting, like when they meet me and I say hit 90 meetings in 90 days, and if they no, well then you're not ready. We and excuse me for getting emotional about it, but the bottom line is, when you sit with me or the gentleman that you met, right, Jesse?
Yep.
Because Jesse had the privilege of meeting the men that put me together. Okay? I had 10 months when everything changed. And they had enough of me talking reckless in the meetings. And it was 2 brothers that took me outside on Hope Boulevard and whooped my ass sideways and did not put their hands on me. My life been different ever since. Because it's either you're going to do this or you are going to die. And what if you don't die? Then all you're going to do is create havoc and heartache for your family, right? So you lay down the law. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I'm going to need you to do. If you do this, I'm ready to roll. You can stay here. I'll make sure you eat. I'll make sure you get to whatever, treatment, whatever they need. But if they got a but, I'll do that. But, well, no, you're not ready. Because when you're ready, you don't have no ideas or plans.
No excuses.
None. When we get new people, I'm going to a meeting tonight. And when our new friends come in, they be interested in a job, they be interested in getting their kids back, but they don't understand that just 30 days ago you was drunk. You was not paying attention to the kids and you was unemployable. But now all of a sudden, since you're a little clearer, now you want to do what you think an adult should do. And then we clear that up, and if they want to keep going, well, we'll be here. Go ahead and do that. And then you'll see them come back 20 pounds lighter, a year later, tooth missing. And we like, didn't go so well, huh? You know? So yeah, set your boundaries, man, and stand on them.
Now, would you take that? Would you take that same approach in business? You know, where a person comes, you know, to one and says, "Hey, I need help. I want to get to where you're at. You know,
Right.
I don't want to feel this pain. I want this to change." But, you know, at what point where it's like, "Hey, I'm telling you what to do," and they ain't doing it, or they will say the but.
Right. So, and then that comes to the willingness, right? What are you willing to do? And then if like, you know what you're doing, right, Jesse? You know how to do it. You know how to. We can drop you off in Louisiana. Give me a computer and a phone. I'll have something lined up in 3 weeks, minimum, right? So that means you have the formula. With that being said, when you're telling someone, then it's the activity that they put behind your instructions. When you don't have to tell them meet you at the office because they're already there, and you walking in like, "Whoa, I didn't know you was here." "Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to roll." And they, you know, line up the open house for me, or, you know, whatever the business entails. If they're getting after it and putting it, then you know they're on fire for it. They're real. But if you calling them like, "Hey, yo, you supposed to be in the office?" "Yeah, I'm over here. I'm over here." Then you know the commitment level is not there. And let me share this. This is something I learned reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, right?
There's an actual book called that?
Yeah, it's somewhere in here, man. I had it somewhere. Oh, here you go.
The Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yeah, The Subtle Art.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
I have the
Awesome
audiobook.
book. And it's very
I have
funny.
the audiobook, yeah.
Yeah, in this book, the guy said this, and it hit me, man, because I bought this book for a friend that says he wants to do something different. So he posted it, and I said, "Great book. I'll buy it for you." He didn't come pick it up for 2 weeks. I cracked it open. I have to buy him another one. Let's put it like that, because I done beat this one up. But in this book, he says some people are satisfied with the idea of wealth, of a six-pack, of a harmonious marriage. The idea satisfies them, because when you want the six-pack and say, "Okay, we in the gym 4 hours a day, 2 hours, 2 times a day. I need you to meet me at the gym, and I need you to eat this, 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 and this, and drink this much water." Can't do it. Not gonna do it, right? So when you say, "I need you to make 200 contacts, I need you to do an open house minimum every other weekend," well, I can't do it because I got to go to the baby shower. But the idea of driving the M series like Jesse and sitting shoulder to shoulder with Jesse satisfies that. You with me?
Oh crap!
Yeah, you're right. You know what? It's right. It's like it was just last night. People were like, "Hey, where you at? Why aren't you coming over?" You know, because it was a friend's birthday.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I know if I go there, I know I'm gonna have a drink.
Right.
I know there's gonna be a shock because it's a birthday. I can either go or I can stay and grind and just deal with the flat tomorrow, which will probably happen because you know they're gonna be, "You didn't show up. What's up, bro?" You know? And you know what? I chose to stay in.
Yeah, that's right.
And the flack today wasn't too bad.
No, Because trust me, they're gonna have another party. You only got 2 more days, and it's Friday.
There you go.
You know? And look, brothers, I could not understand that for the longest time regarding my father and my father-in-law. They are not interested in the party. They don't care who getting married. They don't care about whose baby is being born. Nothing. It's always a surprise to everyone if they show up. Right? But I'm out there. Right? I'm the light of the party. Don't start till I walk in. Right? But when I drive up to their house, it's like 3-car garages, writing check. Like my father-in-law wrote a check one year. 9 of us went on a cruise. He just stroked the check. My dad then, bought cars for his grandson, and it's just like all of this ability. But all the people that I saw partying, i.e., uncles and aunts, can't do none of that. None. And it makes sense now because I'm the one staying home now. Look, when you come to my house, if we're not talking about something back here, it's gonna be a long night over here, home. It's gonna be a long night because I don't get into who need to be traded. I don't know what's up for the weekend. It's a trip, man, but it's good on passing that party because it will be another.
That's true. And that's discipline. You've got to be able to sit there and say, hey, like I have this reputation amongst my friends in the industry. They're like, do not call Jaime during the week because he will not go out.
Right.
And it's true. Chances of me going out on a weekday, I said weekend, I meant weekday,
right.
Are pretty much none. I really rarely will ever go out because I know if I do, I ruin the next day.
Right.
And I'm not productive, and I don't like that.
The fatigue, and all. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and it's crazy when we talk about schedules because, and Shawn, you brought up a good point. My work week is Monday through Thursday. You know, that's what I do. That's what I've always have done for 12 years. But on top of that is you said, I work for an hour a day.
Right.
Which is true. I don't know what hour of the day, but I know that I got to hunt. I'm a hunter. I hunt for 1 hour a day.
Right.
But it does take me 3-4 hours of follow-up. It takes me, 2 hours of process. So I'm still back at a 6-hour work day.
Right.
But I hunt for an hour. And that's what I've always told people.
Right.
Just make sure that you hunt for an hour and then you do your follow-up. And if you don't, if you don't have no follow-up, then guess what? You're going to be hunting
again. Yeah.
For 3 hours.
Absolutely.
So, Jesse, let me ask you this. You said you hunt for an hour. Within that hour, what are you doing to hunt?
Okay, so things have evolved since about maybe almost a year now. But my hunting, I now pay for someone to hunt for me. So, I got my hunters out there, and they're banging out the phone calls. So when a person normally is doing, 1 hour of hunting, I hunt for 28 to 35 hours a day now. So that thing is unlocked. But what I want to get to is even then that portion of which is the step 1 of hunting is under control. I am now in step 2, which step 2 is going for the appointment, going for the deal. So now I am dedicating that 1 hour that I used to spend over there. I'm spending it now here where it's more, effective. And that's literally, what I do for my business.
Right on.
Nice. So you have somebody else. Now I got to get to that level, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm still making those phone calls, texting people, emailing them, and I hate it. But hey, I got to do it, man.
You got to do it. And that's one of the things that I'm on. Like, I have to do it. I was sharing with my wife because I have a few buyers that I'm working with, literally a few of them, and I'm like, I'm done with these buyers because I know my skills have to get better as far as in qualifying and bringing them into reality, right? Because you got all of this information about short sales and foreclosures, and you think you're getting ready to hit a grand slam. But I know people that's writing checks for this type of stuff, so you're not going to get that. But for some reason, it's just like I got to get listings, which entails getting on the phone and pounding it out, which brings me back to that hard work, and this is going to be painful. You see? So I got to, reprogram the whole thing, man, because
I'll tell you what I do, Shawn. If I happen to come across, a buyer, I built relationships with over 5,000 realtors where, I just make a phone call and they just say, "Hey, Jesse, it's cool. We'll lock it up."
Okay.
So we gotta build those relationships with these, agents, because it's all dependent on, your marketplace, being on Facebook, and creating that audience. Because once they know, this is Shawn Porter, and I know that when he puts, a number on the wall, that number's good. That deal's going to close. And I'm sure that you're going to be able to get that exposure here on the seat.
Absolutely. The hot seat, baby. I love it.
Yep. Yes, question. I want Jaime to ask this one. Go ahead, Jaime. Shoot your favorite question.
Well, my favorite question. What's something about you that most people would be surprised about?
I was born with 6 fingers. Nah.
I was just saying, what? You got to show us.
Yeah, I was. And the truth is, my daughter was born with it too. I don't know if you can see where they cut it off, but yeah, I was born with 6 fingers. And my daughter.
So you were telling the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, it was in line.
Yeah, man. And we both double jointed and all that stuff, man. But what would say the question one more time, brother?
Well, yeah, I mean, so it's something that would surprise most people about you. I mean, that was good. I mean, the 6 finger thing, yeah. So
that's never happened before.
You're the first person with 6 figures on the show.
Yeah, that would probably be the one that surprised. But like that type question, to be honest with you, brother, I'd lean towards my wife to answer that because I'm a legend in my own mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she tends to tell me stuff that jacks me up, like make me all mushy and stuff, about who I am and how much I changed and all of this other stuff. So I don't probably the most unique thing, I could get dressed for show. Like fashion,
style.
Yeah. And,
hey, Shawn is the best dressed person I know.
Right. Oh, thank you, bro.
No, yeah, tell people the story, Shawn, about the suit. Like for example, what is it? It's $100 suit with the $900 cut.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's all in the cut and the tailoring, man. I had it. This particular thing was I was going to the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills. If I'm thinking about the same story, right? I had a $75 suit from Mervyn's. I'm in there shopping with my wife for some basket giveaway that she was trying to, get a toothbrush holder and all of this. And I looked, and the suit is $79.99. And I looked, so I said, well, it's $79.99. I gotta have it just because it's $79.99.
Right.
And I put a cut on it. I'm in the Four Seasons, Beverly Hills, and my hat that I had on cost more than the suit. But I'd have to show you the picture of it, brother. It surprised me too, but it's the cut. $100 suit with a $900 cut.
There you go, guys.
Baby.
Listen to them. You gotta get your suits tailored.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all in the tailor.
It surprises me, guys that don't get their stuff tailored, man. I'm like, why'd you buy the suit then for?
Right. Like, check this out. My son is part of a debutante, right? And he didn't want to do it, right? And but he had to take pictures Saturday. So, you know, we got to suit up. And I put the suit together. So the mothers was like, you know, what is that called? And I'm like, it's this basic 3-piece, you know, but I had it cut so he looks like he's out of magazine. and the mothers are like, you know, how do we do that? Where do we go? And my man was in there. The cuffs was hitting right. It was just, you know, on point. And it was a trip, man. And, you know, this debutante thing. But, you know, that's probably something unique about me, man.
It's all about the cut.
Yeah, the cut. The cut. Yeah. The cut is there.
So, Shawn, where do you see yourself in 24 months? What are you going to accomplish?
In 24 months, I will be moving west. To accomplish, it'll be 25 transactions and moving 25 transactions for the 19, and then moving into the 45 range come 2020. My goal is to earn over 250, closer to 300,000, and give my wife the opportunity or choice to leave her current career if that's what she wants to do, because she's also licensed and active, but you know, she's HR director. So our goal is for me to clock that 250, and we move west once our son graduates from high school. And
awesome.
So that's where we at, brother.
Awesome. Awesome. So right now, if you could give, you know, just someone that's watching the video some advice on, I mean, getting maybe the mind right or taking action, what advice would you give this person?
It's nothing is ever going to be the way you want it to be to start. You know, the desk that this computer that I'm sitting at, I've cleaned it over 100 times, right? Got to get it right. Got to get it right. To hell with that, man. Go mess up. It's all good. Go mess up. I mean, mess up horrible. Like, have cops come to your house. You done messed up so bad.
Oh,
you know? I mean, like, just I'm saying, like, just go, man, because so many of us get paralysis from analysis, man, and we compare ourselves to what we consider to be winners. But the truth is, we don't know that man's story. Outward appearance is not always in with reality. But go mess up, and the winners is going to help you win. The rich get richer because they work to enrich. The poor stay poor because they fail to switch. Go for it. Go hard. To hell with what your mama got to say, your uncle, your favorite uncle that got drunk with you, gave you your first joint. To hell with him too. I'm going. You just gotta go, man. Yeah, right on. You know, you just gotta go, because, you know, me as an individual and rubbing the elbows with the people that I've done, man, I've been so paralyzed to where I'm sitting on the couch and can't even open the window at the house, because I done thought myself into depression because this is not right. That's not right. Well, I got to do this, you know, and the cliche that tomorrow never comes is 100% authentic, man. You got to go, and go early and hard. You know, don't let that rap music be the only reason you say go hard in the paint. Go. Go. That's what I would say, bro. Go.
I like it.
Thank you, Shawn. Yeah, and it's funny because I tell everyone, you know, that I mentor, everyone that's around me, is go get in trouble. Bring me a deal. Bring me, go get in trouble.
Yeah.
Give me a problem. Give me a problem to solve.
Yes.
You know what I like that you said go get in trouble. But you know what, guys? The same thing is, like, have other people around you, like you know, the three of us that are here, they're also, you know, in a different mindset of there to help you guys out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not just like get in trouble with other people that are negative, but get in trouble with other people that have a positive mindset.
Right.
You know, that way you're taking calculated risks. Absolutely. But then if you mess up, you're like, hey man, you know what? I did this, it didn't work out so well. What are your thoughts?
Right,
you know?
right. Association is key, man. Man, association, and I'm going off of what you said. Like, you're messing up, but you're in a safe place. Like we use in recovery when the new people come, we say get in the middle of the herd. Don't hang around. Don't hang around and be over here with your old school partners and then you over here with us. No, you got to come all the way over here. Let us submerge you in this right thinking, not positive thinking, because you still got to get your eating habits together before your body releases all the toxins so you can really be positive. So we're not talking about positive thinking, we're talking about correct thinking, right? So come over here, get in the middle of the herd, so as you mess up and get out there too far, we still could protect you. Come back, coach you up. Don't worry about it, no problem. Next time, do this. And so your association is very vital, because if you swing in with knuckleheads, and you will fall and won't get up, but we'll pick you up. That's what we do.
There you go.
Super cool, Shawn. So if like I said, thank you so much for being on the seat. If somebody would want to to contact you for a speaking engagement or for your real estate services, how do they get a hold of it?
You can hit me on my line at 909-493-5755, or you could send me an email at Realtor Shawn P. That's Realtor SHAWNP @gmail. And if it involves speaking, I'm there, baby. They better have a fire engine somewhere, because I'm burning it down.
Now, what about would that apply as well? People need help with the AA,
Absolutely.
the steps. Cool.
Absolutely. If you know somebody, you feel free to give them my number, and if they with it, I'll pick them up. I don't care where they at.
Where are you located?
I'm in my office is in San Dimas, and I live in San Bernardino right now.
Well, like you're closer Fontana Ranch area.
Yeah, Racina Ranch, North Fontana, Devore. The snow is like right there.
Nice. So cool. No, Shawn, man, it was a pleasure. Once again, I miss having you around, dude.
Right on, man. Thank you, brother. And we'll put it together. We're going to have a domino tournament coming up in a minute. All right? So you'll have to come through, brother. And I appreciate everything you done taught me and the example that you always provide, brother.
Thank you, Shawn. Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you. Love y'all, man.
Thank you. Close us out, Jaime.
All right. Thank you, Shawn. Once again, this is another episode. Smash up those likes. Share this out there for us. And if there's anybody who you want us to interview or any questions you want us to ask, hit us up and let us know. See you till next time.
Cool.
Peace out.
It's running.